And we are live. All right, I hate the lighting for this. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever it is you do for a living, shout out to you. Shout out to the AC techs and the engineers. Shout out to the chefs in kitchens, secretaries in offices, strippers on poles. Whatever it is you do, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Here we are on this beautiful Monday morning. Today is the last day of June 2025. Today is the 30th, and we are happy to be here. We're alive. We were chosen to be here. We're gifted with the present. So here we are. All right. So let's have a wonderful morning together and then send each other off. It's a late live, but we've been doing these late lives. So I know like something new, right? Plus, I put a video up this morning telling you the live was going to be about this time. And here we are. I forget to pay my phone bill, so my phone them they cut off. So I had to take a little couple of minutes to straighten that out. I don't have it on auto pay. I used to, but then them used to rob me, so I take it off. And that caused us to not start at 10 like we intended, but here we are. All right. Shout out. The chat is open this morning. The chat is open to subscribers only. So everybody in the chat might not be in green, but will be a subscriber of this channel. All right. So still family members, but I'm going to shout out my in green people who are in the chat right now, and then we get into our topics. So shout out to Virtuous Fire. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being the first one in. S Diva is in the building. Miss Goldie Robinson is also here. YouTube, come back with the at and numbers at the end of the name. Something that's something I'm gonna have to get used to. Shout out to Dorothy T. Thank you for being here. Patrick Jackson is in the building with us this morning. Thank you for being here. Virtuous Fire. Thank you for being here as well. Otis, Shirley and Allen. Thank you for being here as well. I appreciate you greatly. That's a new name, Mistress. Some of the people who I'm used to calling their names, they're now under a new name. So forgive me if I butcher your new name until I get used to the new name. All right, Mistress 8007. Thank you for being here as well, and everybody else as well. Thank you for being here. All right, this is kind of a anything goes kind of morning, even though I do have some scripted stuff, but you can feel free. Let me add this. Let me put the call-in number. It's 1806 587 8953, or in Jamaica we said tree, or in the Caribbean we said tree. 1806 That's the call-in, and WhatsApp is free from anywhere. So you can call in that calling number. This phone right beside me will ring and speak your mind. Some of you are shy. Some of you are scared. You don't want to call in. But I promise you I don't bite. Pin message right there. So the number is now pinned to the top of the chat before we even get started, right? All right. Now, who else? King Biggs, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Michelle Taylor is in the building with us this morning. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr is also here. Big up yourself, bro. Lady J is in the building with us as well, and BM is here as well. All right, what we have on the table this morning? Pleasant story about Vybz Kartel's daughter, Adi. We all, those of us who are fans and were advocating for years for Kartel's freedom, we saw Adiana, um, grow up, and she has grown up now, and now she is off pursue. Why them picnic? I don't stay little for long, you know. She's off pursuing big things and big dreams. So we're gonna talk about Adiana in a little bit, and then I asked this morning, what do you want me to talk about? Somebody said that story that you put up about the young man who was deported from the United States of America, even though he was born on a military base, a U.S. military base, even though it was overseas, but it was a U.S. military base overseas to a service member parent because his father was in the U.S. Army. You know what I noticed? Every time I do these types of stories, I notice that there are a set of people out there. There is a set of people out there who are willing to go ahead, or willing to co-sign any foolishness and friggery that we are served. There are a set of people out here, them don't have no spine in them. Them don't have no backbone in them. They just go along with any friggery and foolishness that go on. You know, it kind of remind me of like, not remind me because I wasn't there, but spiritually I must have been there because I am the seed of those ancestors. So it kind of made me feel like, imagine being back in a time when you were trying to fight for your freedom and liberation and you did not try escape a plantation and you are one of the rebel them and you was like, yo, Kojo, come here, come here. You say later down at the river. Yeah, that river there. Not the other one, you know. Not the one we have a red something on the side, the other river. And that's how we are go tonight. See? You see when time the moon reach the center of the sky, we take off tonight. All right, your plantation first. You're gonna hear me make a noise. The noise I gonna go so, and then we're gone. Blah blah. And you always have that one or two who run go over there so and be like, Massa, they's gonna escape tonight, Massa. Massa, use my family, Massa. Them ain't my people, Massa. Use my people. Let me tell you what's going on, Massa. SouFlo and Kojo and John them escaping tonight, Massa. And they going by the river, the one with the red one. That is their plan, Massa. Some of y'all so because I'm watching all the friggery and foolishness that come down the pipeline, right? And I leave it for others to, cause I want to see what people's which side you depend. What side of history are you choosing to be on? And I'm truly amazed. I am truly amazed. I'm truly amazed at how many people agree with the well, you know, the law is the law. It's just so it go. Hey man, the law one time, right, was for you to stay your ass on a plantation and be very good to massa. Y'all forget that? And it was the law. So you know, the law is the law, but the law not always just. The law is the law, but the law is not always humane, especially towards your kind. The law is the law, but the law is not always rascal right neither. But it take a certain type of people to stand up and say. And I realize that most just get along and go along to get along kind of thing. It's okay, but we see you know. I'm trying to understand how them deport him to Jamaica and they accepted him. How much money? We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. So we're gonna talk about Kartel daughter Adiana. Very proud of Adi. The brother that was deported to Jamaica recently. And I want y'all to also know something that sets a precedent now. As the Supreme Court just ruled in Donald Trump's favor about the whole birthright citizenship something, right? So be on the lookout. All right. Somebody said look up Haiti's connection to Donald Trump's grandfather and to the Trump family. And there it goes way deeper than what I honestly did not look it up, but I might type in some stuff and we'll read through some stuff together this morning. Diddy's case, we have to stay up on top of that. Sean P. Diddy Combs. They are now, the jury is now preparing for verdict deliberation. Last week we made not a bet, but we kind of said, what do you think is going to happen? You know, everybody said what they thought is going to happen. Some people say, you crazy, he's going to prison for a long time. Others say, I don't think he's going for a long time, but he might get at least a 5 to 10, probably out in 5 and put on probation. Others are saying probably time served, probation, and the more serious charges dropped, XYZ. We all have our opinions as to what is going to become of this. So we're following it closely, and we will be talking about this phase that it has now gone into, because in a few days from now, 1 or 2 days from now, we will definitely know what the outcome is. And then there's a story here that I think is pretty funny. It's straight out of Jamaica, and a man is regret buying his wife this particular toy, and his story is pretty funny. He regrets buying his wife this toy. Respect to the Trump administration, says the, yeah, there we go. Respect to the Trump administration. The Theodore Robertson, Colleen. Watch this. Theodore Robertson, call this phone. Use WhatsApp and call this phone. I'm giving you 2 minutes to call. It's 10:22. At 10:24, we will know if you are able to stand on what you believe in. The phone line is free. Ain't nobody calling in, so the lines are not blocked. I pay the bills, so the phone good. Theodore Robertson, call in. You're in the comment section right now. You see me talking to you. Call in. Call in right now. I want to say something. Heard a Haitian scholar discuss the family's connection with Haiti. He's writing a book on the matter, says Patricia Zamor. Yeah, me no say you did not go say that though, Theodore Robertson. I was waiting for that. When they at work right now, I can't use the phone. Yeah, I bet. Anyhow, let's start off with, which one do y'all want to start off with? As we do often over here. I don't feel like taking a reign this morning. It's up to the audience. You have 60 seconds as usual. You tell us where to start. Do we start with Vybz Kartel's daughter? Do we start with the brother that was deported to Jamaica? Do we start with the Diddy case, the jury deliberation, verdict deliberation, or the brother who regrets buying his wife the toy? One of those. And you have 60 seconds to go. And go. And we're looking at, I'm at work. Good morning, everybody. Deportee 1. He's... Karen, him not gonna call. Kartel daughter 2, 1. Deportee. We have 4 deportees, 1 Kartel daughter, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 deportees, 1 Kartel daughter, 10 deportees. Yeah, but him can type LOL. Yeah, man. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 deportees. I'm thinking it's deportees because we're 24 seconds in and counting, and it's still deportee. We have 1 Kartel daughter, 1 toy, 20, 17, 18 deportees and counting. The man who brought his wife a toy, that's 2 toys, 1 Kartel daughter, and 18 deportees, 19 deportees. Deportees is leading the way. Unless we can get 18 or 19, 20, unless we can get 20 of one of the others, it's not going to be anything else but deportee. So we are 45. We have 15 seconds left. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time up, and the deportee it is. Before we start with the deportee, let me just say this, and it won't take more than 60 seconds. A lot of people say stuff out their face, and then they won't back it up. I'm the kind of person, right, that if I said it to you behind your back, if I said it about you behind your back, it's something I can definitely say in front of your face. So when I make remarks and comments, even on social media, I'm a very responsible person. I stand behind what I said. So whatever the consequences is for what I said, I'm willing to pay that. Or I would have never said nothing in the first place. If there's a number for me to call in to voice my opinion, I am definitely calling that number, especially if they leave the line open to us. What I noticed, though, is that a lot of people are intimidated. You don't have to be intimidated. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You can call and speak your mind and say what you have to say. We do keep it respectful, so don't expect to get called out your name or cussed out or anything like that, unless you bring that type of energy, right? Kind of weak fence not there, so we not take beat now, we don't nobody beating drum neither. So with that said, you can always call in and say what you have to say. Don't throw rocks and then hide your hands. I don't like that though. Say something and stand up on it. That's what make you a man. You know what I mean? All right, so here we go. This brother was deported to Jamaica. Um, Let me pull that up. He was deported to Jamaica recently under the Trump administration. Of course, you know a lot of weird stuff is going on as far as immigration goes, right? Uh, I want y'all to understand that this case will be one of those that will set the precedence for what is to come next. Kind of like when a case is won in court under certain conditions, that case sets the precedent. So other lawyers who go to defend their clients under those charges can always pull from that case that has set the precedent and say, "Now, Your Honor, because look, in January, James Baldwin, XYZ, under the same charges, this is what happened," and they will go right off of that as well. So you have to be careful what you co-sign for, because you don't want to see a lot more of this happening, right? All right. For those of you who are not up to par with what it is that happened, I'll take you through it. All right, for discussion's sake, so everybody is on the same page. His name is Jermaine Thomas, and Jermaine Thomas was born in 1986. And he was born on a U.S. Army base in Germany to a father who had become a naturalized U.S. citizen and was serving in the U.S. Army. He was deported to Jamaica just last month in May, according to many news media houses out of the United States of America, and also according to Homeland Security. Newsweek has reached out to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS as well, and several immigration legal experts for their comments on what took place and how is this looking and how is it possible. Why does it matter? Well, Thomas' deportation comes amid an immigration crackdown by the Trump administration. President Donald Trump has pledged to launch the largest mass deportation operation ever seen in the history of the United States of America, with people residing in the country illegally as well as immigrants with valid documentation as well, including green card holders. Those with visas as well have been detained, and many have been deported. The Trump administration has deported multiple individuals to countries where they did not even hold citizenship, were not born in either, despite family ties to those nations or other nations. Now, ending automatic birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment has become a focus now for the Trump administration. The president signed an executive order restricting birthright citizenship, but the policy was initially blocked by the nationwide injunction. On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled, Friday gone, while you were busy getting ready. It's the freaking weekend, baby. What you gonna do this weekend? Go celebrate and go to a concert in the park and all that. The U.S. Supreme Court quietly ruled that the federal judges cannot issue national injunctions, clearing the way for some states to move forward with measures limiting birthright citizenship. The ruling did not address the legality of the executive order itself. So they can push for, if you were born in the United States of America, one of your parents must be a citizen at the time of your birth in order for you to be eligible for citizenship. Or none of your parents must be illegal. Or it can go many, many ways, right? Right. Or if you were born to parents who one of them is illegal, then you must take the citizenship of the individual who is. Remember, it's not going to be anything that is happening now. It's going to be something they're trying to instate just so they can ramp up those numbers of people that need to be deported. Because Donald Trump already promised us that we're going to see the largest mass deportation scheme the United States of America has ever seen. Not just for those illegally here, but for those who are also here under legal conditions as well. Thomas' citizenship status has been in question for decades, with the Department of Homeland Security having issued a notice to appear and additional charges of inadmissibility/deportability in 2013, according to court documents that were reviewed last week. He was born to an active duty. Active duty means you're fully in the military. You're not a part-time soldier. You're not a weekend warrior, as we call them. You're not in the National Guards and you go in once a month to your duty station, go work out and go back home. His daddy is fully active. He was born to an active duty member of the U.S. Army that was stationed on a U.S. base in Frankfurt, Germany in 1986. Court documents from 2015 state that his father first entered the United States back in 1977, enlisted in the United States Army in 1979, and became a United States citizen in May of 1984. This is before he was even born. All right, clarity. So his daddy was already a United States citizen, naturalized, before his son was even born. His mother was married to his father at the time of his birth as well. She was a citizen of Kenya, but she was married to a U.S. Army soldier who was a naturalized citizen of the United States of America. And your duty station, I was in the Army, served in the Army myself, stationed in Germany myself. You go through basic training. When basic training is done, you're granted one of the 3 places that you choose that you want to go. It's an exciting time for a young soldier. You say, I want to go to Hawaii, I want to go to Germany, or I want to go to Fort Benning, Georgia. Life in Georgia is good. I'll be close to Atlanta. That's party central, and I could politic in the meantime while I serve my time. Or I've always heard nice things about Europe, and Germany is the gateway to the rest of Europe. You know, we could do 4-day weekends off in Amsterdam and then shoot over to London and then come right back, XYZ. So his daddy apparently went the same route that I went, right? And he's serving his time. He is fully considered an American at this time. Because I saw comments yesterday like, well, his father wasn't. And this is why I said some of our people are willing to go against their own and themselves and just eat up whatever comes down the pipeline. People are already saying in the comment section like his dad wasn't a citizen of the U.S. when he was born, and that's why. So, and his mother was a Kenyan, and his dad was not a citizen yet, even though he was in the Army, right? And I wanted to make things clear, so good that we're discussing it this morning. So with that said, let's get back into the rest of the story now. So this I'll reserve my say until. So Margaret Stock, who is a lawyer who specializes in immigration and military law, said in a phone interview on Saturday that citizenship status for babies born on overseas military base can be really complicated. This is an immigration attorney who is saying this. Can be really complicated, and it depends on the range of factors, including the marriage status, parental citizenship status, and the length of residency, paperwork, and more. Children born on U.S. military bases overseas, they do not get automatic citizenship, but they typically acquire citizenship through their parents if eligibility requirements are met and proper paperwork is filed. Stock, the attorney, also said typically they have to go to the State Department and file certain applications to obtain what's called a consular report of birth abroad. Thomas was admitted to the United States as a lawful permanent resident in July of 1989. Remember, you know, he was born in 86. His dad is overseas on tour. Call it a tour of duty. This is his duty station. His child is living with him on a military base where he was born. Usually when your time is up, you PCS, meaning, okay, I've had enough of Germany now. I want my next duty station to be, I'm moving stateside. So you will choose your next duty station and you'll go, right? So 89 rolls around and they gave him a permanent residency, a green card, not a citizenship. His visa form listed his nationality as Jamaican. The 2015 court's filing noted. So this attorney went and pulled up the paperwork that's doing the story on him and found out that after he was born, when he got admitted into the US, when his father decided to come back stateside, do another duty station, his father served 18 years in the military, by the way, and his son lived with him on multiple different bases, military bases, throughout his father's career. So he was what you call a military brat, right? He was probably growing up thinking he's a citizen and he's fully American and all that other stuff. But the paperwork says when he came into the US, they actually gave him a permanent residency card. He was 3 years old at this point. 86, 87, 89, he was 3. And the visa form from back then listed that he was a Jamaican for his nationality. Thomas moved around the US a bit from base to base to base to base with his dad, and then he ended up settling in Texas when he was older. The Fifth Circuit ruled against him, finding that he was not born in the United States of America itself, and therefore the 14th Amendment that covers citizenship clause did not apply to his case. The Supreme Court declined to review the decision, leaving that deportation order in place. You know, there's more here to read, but I don't want to skip saying this. I've never seen this happen to anybody who is Caucasian. And I know a lot of soldiers. I'm not asking you. I was in. I know a lot of soldiers who leave the US. Their first duty station is overseas. They end up going over there and falling in love with one of the girls over there and end up marrying them and end up even starting a family. And they extend their time in that duty station, because you can extend your time or you can PCS. Once you get tired of somewhere after that contract is up, you could say, all right, I'm going stateside now. I want to be back in the US. And your next duty station, you choose one, and that's where you go next. Or you can say, I want to go to Hawaii next, and you're in Hawaii next, right? And they would be there for 8 years. 8 years in one duty station. After that, it's time to go. By 8 years have spanned off. You can imagine somebody, fresh soldier, married a local from that country. They have 2 children from in that country. And before you know it, they're moving around. And there is no problem as far as all we hear is they're citizens. Now, I've never heard anybody complain, and I don't know if they did the paperwork behind the scenes. I'm just saying I've never seen this problem hit any Caucasian person or soldier before. And children, just, what's always reserved for us. And I look at it like this as a service member myself. I look at it like, damn, they could have at least honored his father and his 18 years of service and said, shit, this baby was born at pretty much the beginning of his dad's time in the military, and this man gave us almost 20 years. They could have looked at it like that and say, grant him that and save him from deportation. Now, the court documents also noted that the petitioner was convicted of several crimes in the United States. This is when he filed his petition, because so your dad's raising you. After a while, you get old enough to go out on your own, so you no longer live in a military post. You're no longer under daddy's protection, whatever, and you've passed the age now to where you're considered an adult. He went off on his own. He went to go live in Texas, and then he started getting into trouble. He said that he was convicted of several crimes in the United States. Now, mind you, remember when he first come at 3 years old, he was considered a permanent resident. These crimes include theft, domestic assault causing bodily injury, and filing notes that due to his criminal background, the Department of Homeland Security issued or initiated a removal proceeding. Thomas does not hold citizenship in Germany, and he does not hold citizenship in Jamaica either, with the U.S. also denying his claim to citizenship in the U.S. He is an individual who has been rendered stateless, like somebody who nobody wants. There's going to be a lot of people getting deported who are stateless, this attorney says. And a lot of people born on military bases overseas are going to be getting deported under the Trump administration, this attorney also says. Thomas said that he was arrested earlier this year after he was evicted from his apartment, and he was moving his stuff onto the lawn with his dog. The police said that he was arrested for suspected trespassing. He said he wasn't trespassing, he was evicted, and he was picking up his stuff and moving his stuff out of the apartment onto the lawn so he can get somebody to come move his stuff. Anyways, they said he was trespassing. He says he spent a month in jail for that before they could sort it out. And then while he was in jail, ICE reached out and said, put a hold on him, an immigration hold on him. He said in lockup, he's confused because he's like, why the hell would immigration want a hold on me? I'm American. I live here. I've been here my whole life. I was born on a military base. My daddy was a career soldier. Well, they took him from the jail and they put him in ICE detention. If you're in the U.S. Army and the Army deploys you somewhere, Jermaine Thomas said, if you're in the U.S. Army and the Army deploys you somewhere and you've got to have your child over there and your child makes a mistake after you pass away and you put your life on the line for this country, are you going to be okay with them just kicking your child out of this country? Well, coming to America and receiving a visa or green card is a privilege. This is what USCIS responded by saying. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How are you?
I'm good, family. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Must tell you that it's a pleasure listening to you.
I appreciate you for that. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in.
And I just want to tell you that I'm sorry. I'm trying to take you off the car.
Yeah, because you sound a bit...
Okay, you're off, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a pleasure. I've been listening to you for about 4 years. My friend sent you to me from St. Martin.
Awesome.
And I've been listening to you. I'm not from Jamaica. Of course, I'm from the beautiful island of Dominica.
Oh, big up to my Dominica family.
Yeah, and I live right in your backyard, right in your same city where you live.
All right. You see me around town sometimes?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No, but I figured it out after I started listening to you and a lot of clues came out.
Okay.
And I figured it out. But yes, there was another guy. I mean, he wasn't born in the U.S., but he came in as a legal resident and served in the military. And from South Korea, and he had to self-deport because he had some drug charges and all those things. Yes, he was here for 50 years, and I sent it to you on WhatsApp over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw it before that, though, because I already did a story on it. I wanted to put that video up separately because he is also an infantry combat veteran, but he's also a Purple Heart person, which means he got shot or wounded in combat. and
Yes,
they still
yes,
forced him out of this country.
yes.
Yeah, so
So
I
it's
know what
not
you're
just
talking
this
about.
guy. I mean, it's sad what is going on.
Completely different situation though. But
Yes, it is. It is.
right.
Yeah, but just wanted to make mention. And again, it's a pleasure listening to you. I just listen to you for your jokes and your funniness.
I appreciate you greatly for that. For whatever reason you tune in, thank you.
All right.
All right, my friend. Be safe.
All right, baby. Yeah.
All right. Coming to America and receiving a visa or green card, the USCIS said is a privilege. It's not a right. And our laws and values must be respected. And if you advocate for violence or you endorse or support terroristic activities or persons or encourage others to do so, then you are no longer eligible to stay in the United States of America. That's what they responded with. So what's next? Well, it is unclear if there will be any other legal proceedings in his case, which brings birthright citizenship to the front line of this argument. The court ruling allows the Trump administration to issue guidance on how this executive order on birthright citizenship can be implemented, which can now happen in 30 days. The executive order could still face challenges with at least 2 attempts at class action lawsuits that were filed later on Friday. However, you must know that the Supreme Court has ruled in Trump's favor concerning birthright citizenship. Now, let's have a discussion. I couldn't see the chat before because YouTube gave me a monkey on my screen again. So my chat is over here on a different screen, and that's the same screen that I'm using to read the story to you from someplace credible so we can all be on the same page. All right. I never just want to come here, come say, well, the boy didn't born to a father who is Jamaican, but him was in the American army and them dash him out. We have to go through the details so we have a good understanding of what we're about to talk about, right? Shamel Cut Kelvin says in Brazil, it doesn't matter where your child is born. Once you have a Brazilian parent, you're automatically Brazilian or Belizean by descent, right? My question is, not only my question, my comment. Question and comment in one is this. If you heard the video yesterday that I put up about his situation, I started it off by saying the Andrew Holness administration wicked no blouse and skirt. Them wicked. Look, I've done another story here on this channel before. Remember when we made joke of it? And me I say, yo, Jamaican them are something else in our car. You see, we have some people who teeth your things and help you look for it. We're well crafty. Anytime them come up with any new rule or any new way of doing stuff, if you want to get around it, under it, over it, find a Jamaican, because I bet you them are going to do it. We made fun of the situation, and I was speaking about a guy who had been in the US since the early 80s, who they cannot deport from the United States of America because although he came to the US from Jamaica, doesn't mean he is Jamaican. And the US authorities have been trying to work it out with Jamaican authorities because them want to send him go Jamaica, you know. But the Jamaican authorities keep saying we can't find anything that tells us that he is from here. So the US has to hold on to this guy. Remember when we did that story? So put things in perspective. That tells me that Jamaica can reject somebody. Now, is Jamaica in the business of rejecting all the people that the US is sending back? Obviously not. They are one of the nations who agree with the US to take back all their citizens when the US sends them and not to fight the US too much. You don't want to ruffle the waters. You don't want to ruffle the feathers of Big Brother, right? Cool. However, looking at the one who keep on getting into these criminal activities here, and the US is mad to send them to Jamaica, and they can't send them because Jamaica keeps saying, and they requested, they've made multiple requests over the years. I believe it's 3 or 4 different times over the years for this person to be shipped to Jamaica, and Jamaican authorities still have not accepted him yet. That tells me that they could have also rejected this guy. The reason why I would say to reject this guy is he has never been in Jamaica at all. Him never go to Jamaica yet, not a day in his life. All he knows is his daddy is Jamaican. That's all he knows. He has never been to Jamaica a day in his life. He was not born in Jamaica, but obviously a piece of money is being paid, or whatever diplomatic, how should I say it now? Whatever diplomatic favors Jamaica could gain by doing this, they took him. Why would you take somebody who you know has no connections to Jamaica? Him not have nobody in Jamaica. If you listen to the video I put up where he's doing an interview from Jamaica, because they are Jamaica now. He said he's been living in a hotel ever since he arrived in Jamaica. He said he knows nobody on the island. He doesn't really understand the language when they speak Patois deep, but he understands that English is, so when people speak more English to him good. He feels very much out of place because he doesn't know where to get a job. He even said he doesn't know if he is even allowed to get a job because him not have no working papers, no authorization to be working in Jamaica. Jamaica is like any other country. You can't just pick up and go there and just go work. Just like how if you come to the United States of America, if you come here on a visitor's visa, you can't go do a 9 to 5, right? You have to have a visa that enables you to be able to work, right? Right. So he's in a situation where he's in a hotel, and he said he's been staying in this hotel ever since he arrived, and it's been a month now. Get this part. He does not know who is paying for the hotel he's staying in. He does not know how long he's going to be able to stay in that hotel, and he does not know where to go once he gets put out of that hotel. Why the frig would they even allow him to be? You could have simply said to the United States of America, I'm sorry, but I will take everybody else that you send back, but this guy, he's not going to survive here. He can't. What am I going to do at Jamaica? He's a big man now. What is he coming to Jamaica to do? He was born in 1986. You could figure out his age. What is he coming to Jamaica to do? With no connections to, it's not like him can say, well, my grandmother lived down Clarendon, you know, so I guess me I go stay upon the family land. The man don't have nothing. Him not know nobody. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
My brother, how you do? Silent listener.
Manners and respect, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, you know, watch you as usual. I've been silent for quite a while.
I've seen that.
But yes, still watching you. Just tell the people to touch up the like button, Bridget. I want a 221 this day.
So yeah, and 800 and something people there.
All right, just tell that. All right, you want me to answer now?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to employ a young man from Jamaica a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, that's when I found out that he was illegal.
Mm.
Because
hold on, you tried to employ. You're right, but you're
to employ him.
You're in many different places, so you tried to employ him where?
I'm calling you from Africa.
So this was in Africa. You were trying to employ him, or in Germany?
Here in Germany, yes, sir.
In Germany,
relate to you. Yeah, because we don't want to divert from the topic with the fun.
Okay, me just clarify for the audience still, so them understand. Yeah.
All right. So when I went in, I realized that something go wrong with him papers. We find out that they're illegal and he had a refugee status. So I was trying to make sure they can send someone to from Jamaica. The only way to do it was to do it legal. So, when we get to the bottom of my story, he died in Corona. Corona took him out a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he has been here for quite a while, and they couldn't get him back to Jamaica. Reason being, Jamaica did not sign the paper. The German ambassador here did not sign. The Jamaican ambassador to Germany at the time did not sign the paper.
Did not sign the paper.
That person, no, and the person was replaced. The icon was replaced, and that the new one did not sign it.
Mm.
Right. We're going to say so much to this matter.
Mm.
There are certain people who left Jamaica, and Jamaica will never allow them to come back. And the reason being, they do some things which profit the PNP and the JLP, and politicians don't want these guys to come back to Jamaica because they might end up even facing other charges and have to expose them. You see, that's why Dodo's father should not go to America. So we pick and choose who we make come back.
Mm.
Right? Yes. So I'm telling you that we have the power not to send back. And I got to the bottom of everything at the end of the day, finding out that the guy came on a dead man's name.
On a what?
So on a dead man's name.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So based on that now, there's a conundrum, Lamina. So the person dead and Jamaica can't own this person who claims to be that person. And I try to make you understand certain things.
Mm.
So you have certain things that set up in a certain way in Jamaica where if you try to get to the bottom of it, you'll only endanger yourself.
Right. Right.
And if you do me, I do you. And the policy of this government, which is running right now in America, it's based on quote for quote. So it's fit for quote. So if we do something for them, there's something that they're doing for us. And it doesn't have to be public, but it's done.
So he could very well be just a pawn in the middle then.
Yes, they could be using him also. That's a possibility. But I think the man who's in power right now will show you how far he will go. You can give your blood, sweat, and tears to the country. He'll find a way to get you out if you don't have a certain, let's say, complexion.
Yes.
Or persuasion.
Yes. That's very eye-opening.
If you notice, there are more planes going in certain direction, but they're not coming to Europe.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. This is very eye-opening.
Yes. I'm just trying to make you know that there's a particular guy when everybody wants to go to Jamaica, and he flew through a Jamaican airport, and he's right here, and he stayed here until he died. And there are people in Jamaica who didn't want him back because he could make many heads roll in Jamaica. If a PNP pay a ticket and a JLP in a power and JLP and make it go through customs, then most of the thing is well connected. I'll say no more, but it's just to make your audience know, say, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay. All right.
All right, my brother.
Amanas.
When I hear from me, means that I'm grateful enough. But sometimes keep a low.
I was wondering though what going on with you. Like, hopefully you're all right on these things.
Well, somebody to watch you from Namibia, you know.
All right.
Take care.
All right, my brother. Amanas.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Where do I put that now? Look. Let me read some of these comments. Let me see where my audience is at. This one need all hands on deck, all eyes this way kind of thing. Let me reverse back. So Jamaica don't give citizen to a child of their own citizen. So that's another question. Who asked that? Shamel Cut Kelvin. So Jamaica does not give citizenship to a child of their citizen. We know that you can be you can pick up Jamaican citizenship if one of your parents is Jamaican, as the laws sit today, for sure. And there are quite a few people who have done so, right? A grandparents? Parents are grandparents. Right. Okay. Wife is saying, if your parents or grandparents are Jamaican, then you can pick up Jamaican citizenship. But of course, it's not automatically given. You have to go through a channel of paperwork in order to make that legitimate. You can't just jump up and say, yeah. You have to prove it, right? A proven process with their birth certificates. My sister minor children became citizens automatically when she became a citizen, says Kartel Joy Empress. I think that might have been a while ago, Kartel Joy, and the laws have changed since then, because nobody not automatically becomes citizen again through their parents. Them still have to go through their own thing. Sounds like this guy should be in Germany. He was born in Germany, and it's very complicated. Someone dropped the ball when it came to filling out the paperwork. Well, you know, this is where I said the United States of America should have honored that service member. Because honestly, when you're in service, them have you drag you here, there, and everywhere. If he was stationed in Germany, I'm willing to bet he was attached to, if not directly, a combat soldier. He was attached to a rapid deployment infantry unit somewhere along the way. Because that's what we're over there for. That is our quick gate entrance into everywhere else, Middle East mainly, so on and so forth. So if he was one of those and he served honorably, why didn't somebody look with some consideration and say, you know, he was probably really caught up in his military duties and this slipped him. So, you know, if the guy died Jamaican, then Jamaica shouldn't refuse him. If the guy's dad is Jamaican, then Jamaica shouldn't refuse him. You're not benefiting him though by accepting him though. That's the money Andrew take, not true? Then I try to tell them, somebody in the comment section is saying if his daddy is Jamaican, then Jamaica shouldn't refuse him. You don't understand what you just did to him though. You just gave them a place to send him when, if anything, for me, he should be in America. He should be in the United States of America, if anything, right? Damn, his parents did him so wrong. How can you be without a country identity for so long? Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. I was just listening to your show, and you're speaking about this guy that was born in Germany. He's actually, he should be really considered a US citizen.
Exactly.
Or because really and truly, it does go through your mother. It goes through the mother's side, and the mother I hear is from the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the father was in the military, and the military base is considered US soil, right, regardless of where in the world it is, the child should have had either an option of American citizenship or citizenship of his mother's native country. That's the rules.
Okay,
he should have never been sent to Jamaica because it doesn't go by the father's line.
It doesn't go by the father's line for who?
For the child.
No, for whose laws? By whose laws? Per.
I think that is everywhere, isn't it?
No. That's
because even here in England, like if your grandmother, if you can go back 4 generations and your grandmother is,
hold on, not to cut you off, but in this side of the world it goes by your dad, not your mom. So so for instance, there are people here who actually call Bob Marley a white man because his daddy was white. So it don't go by your mom, it goes by your dad. And those are the rules. Those are the rules they go by here.
So then are you saying to me now, because my father is a Jamaican, but he's of biracial descendant. So you're trying to tell me I must go off of the white line?
So hold on, your dad's biracial. So he's biracial as in black and white mixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, black and white.
Okay.
Irish and white.
Yeah.
I mean black.
Yeah, black and white mixed. And I know you're from the other side, so the language is kind of different. But black and white mixed. And what is his parents? Who is the white?
Okay, his grandfather is white. His parents, both of them are both mixed.
Okay.
So the mother's line
has
is mixed,
okay.
and the father's line is mixed.
So
The mother's line is mixed with Portuguese and
yeah, we ain't gonna get into all that because that's too much.
yeah.
They just go off of straight black and white. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of different, and you're not just by the accent, but also by the things you're saying. I'm guessing that you are calling from across the waters.
Yeah, I'm calling from the UK.
Yeah, it's a bit different how we look at stuff on this side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting though.
Yeah, but we learn something new every day. But I do agree.
Yeah.
I do think that he should have been kept right here in the U.S. Period.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, that's
They're
my
supposed
belief.
to own that.
I agree. I agree.
Do you think the reason why they ain't owning him is it due to? Do you think it's due to who's in power now, or do you think?
Yeah,
It
is definitely due to who's in power now, because he was
okay.
here all along, and he had been getting in trouble all
Exactly.
along under. Remember, he was born and raised here, so he did 3 years, his first 3 years of life in Germany. The rest he spent in the United States of America.
In
He's
the US.
39.
Yes, he's American.
He's American. He went to school here.
Yeah,
he graduated school here. He's seen many different presidents here in his lifetime.
Yeah.
None of them chose to kick him out. And he's been getting in trouble since he was 18. None of them chose to kick him out except for now.
Yeah, but you know why that is.
Right. We all know what that is.
But you know what? To be honest with you, he just needs to get a good lawyer, because really and truly, his rights have been. What they've done to him, it's just it's illegal.
Yes, I think it is illegal. It looks
It's
illegal. It looks illegal.
It is. It's definitely illegal, and due to the fact that the guy doesn't really have or doesn't really know his background from Jamaica, like his dad's family and stuff. It's not like he can sort of fall back on some family to help. But there's nobody there.
Let me go stay at Auntie Shireen house, and
exactly.
or let me go stay at Uncle Mark house. He don't have anybody. He has nobody.
No one. And he's in a hotel. So this is how you know that it's a criminal thing, because I guarantee you the Americans are paying for that hotel.
He doesn't know who's paying for it. And that part I found very interesting. He said he doesn't know who's paying for it. They won't tell him who's paying for it or how long he has there in that hotel.
I don't know if you know, right, but when they deport people back to Jamaica, there is certain funding that's gone with you. It's just that in some cases where the people were born in Jamaica, sometimes they don't get it.
Yes.
Because they got their family and whatever to go back to. But like someone that's maybe left Jamaica from when they were young and lived in foreign for 20, 30 years, and then for some reason they've deported them back to Jamaica. They know nobody there. I just don't get it. I mean,
from what I'm understanding, money is being exchanged, and that money is supposed to be used to help those people to get back into the swing of things in Jamaica. Absolutely. So that they don't become a burden to the system there, a vagrant on the streets or something like that. But the Jamaican government seems to be pocketing that money and just...
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It's only if you know your rights. Like most people here know that if you were to get deported back to Jamaica for whatever reason, there is a funding that is attached to you when you get over there, which is supposed to help you for the first 6 months of your stay there until you get settled.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Now, if you are unaware of those things, the government takes the money.
Yes.
But
which is shameful. Which is shameful.
It is. It's shameful. It just goes to show that they're still, their hands are dirty.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's been lovely chatting to you, SouFlo.
All right, family. I appreciate the call in. Yes.
Okay. You take care. Yeah.
All right. You have a good one.
All right. Big up.
Big up. All right. listen, as far as he goes, man, I feel sorry for him because here's the thing. Now that you're on the other side, it's super hard now because now they already got you out of the country. So you can't be like, I'm going to get an attorney and I'm going to hide out and have this attorney fight for me. That not going to happen. We have 950 people in here and we got 300 and something thumbs up. Can y'all give me some thumbs up, please? Mrs. Somebody said, Audrey, or somebody said, or one of you said, always I feel I beg for little likes, I like a thumbs up in here. And I see somebody else say, yeah, we be so into the content that we forget to put the thumbs up. Okay, so I'm asking for the thumbs up now. So just give me the thumbs up, please. I appreciate you greatly for those of you who will. We spend a lot of time, not a lot of time, but we ask for thumbs up a lot of times and people just don't do it regardless. I've actually done here where I said I wasn't going to say anything until I get more thumbs up. And instead of giving more thumbs up, they actually left the live. Watch the number go from like 1,000 to like 900, then 800, then 700. Our people, some of our people, them have a mental issue that is frigged up. And that's just how they stay, you know. But whatever. We don't do it for them. We do it for the ones who actually rock with us. And the strugglers can struggle along all they want to. You ain't going to see nothing but success anyways. So big up to the people them who actually give a thumbs up. And to the ones who don't, then you're not stop nothing anyway. You must know that by now too. Back to what we were saying. Thief in Andrew pocket that the money that got in that thief in Andrew pocket or his administration pocket. But I could look directly into this camera right here. And if anybody out there who watch this ever gets or is associated with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, tell him, say, to put him foot in another 1 year, right? Why on the take back the man? Sir, why did you all allow this to happen? I know some ignorant, dumb-ass Jamaican is going to be like, everything on a call up my Prime Minister name for. You know, since I know him have nothing to do with immigration. Believe me, my friend, we are of the understanding that he is a delegator. Okay, he is the head honcho, the head ninja in charge. So it is his job to delegate duties. That means that him choose who are going to run the police force. Him choose who is going to oversee tourism. Him choose who is going to oversee immigration. Him choose who is going to oversee X, Y, and Z. Right. That's why we go straight to him. And then him can delegate. All right. Sir, this not look good. This look frig up. Okay. As from one Jamaican to another. This look frig up, Mr. Andrew Holness. Why did y'all take this man? Because that's where his problem starts. Why did y'all take him? And what plans do you all have for him in Jamaica? While we're saying this, though, I want you to just settle with that, sir. Why did you take him into Jamaica, and what plans do you have for him now? Who is going to help him to become a productive, progressive citizen? How long are you all going to be paying? Because the hotel where must stay not cheap. How long are you all going to keep paying for a hotel for him, and who is paying for that? And when they're done paying for it, where does he go from there? Is this going to be another case of somebody else walking around losing their mind in Jamaica, where every time we drive past him, we say, yo, I want deported that, you know, dog. Yeah, them dip him out of foreign, brother, and it's like him can't catch him foot of Jamaica, and it's say, man, I lose his mind, brother. Is he going to be another one of those, or do y'all expect him to like go find a gang and get into some criminality in order to survive? Are you going to issue him legal documents to be in Jamaica so that he can work and earn? What kind of work him going to do? Because Jamaica expensive. And if him not have no kind of training or expertise, what kind of work him going to do to survive? Buy food, pay rent, or pay bills and XYZ. I mean, y'all got to figure this out, sir. Y'all have to figure this out. You know, a gunman work, them want him to do. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good. Now we all know why Anthony opened up all those bank accounts.
I saw. You know, I know me say it, you know. That's why I'm laughing, because my disclaimer is coming up. The thoughts and ideas and words said by those who tune in and call this number is not necessarily those of the host. Okay, this is a free speech show where you can say as you're thinking. Not necessarily mean say I saw me, I said me, I clear the line for myself, right? But talk your talk, caller, talk your talk.
Yeah, and I know we know where those account is open up because a lot of people don't know them rights and all those money going to go inside this account.
They have to save this man. They have to save this man. That's where I'm at with it. You know, they have to save it.
That's what I'm saying now.
All right, family. All right.
Yeah, before you go, I know I'm not going to get to point the PD because my boss will soon come back. Okay, all of those stuff what they want to PD do is just bedroom stuff, and a lot of them glad to have those information to go use for them bedroom too.
See there. And it's nice to hear a woman say that. Big up yourself.
We're going to go up to work and listen.
All right, my friend. Have a good day.
You too.
Lord God. I promise you, if I ever run into the Prime Minister, I will not be one of them who go quiet. If him talk to me, I'm not gonna just freeze up and just I won't. I'm loaded and ready to go. Yeah. So, can sell fish or sell mango SouFlo. The man not used to them kind of lifestyle there. What you mean sell fish or sell mango? Who for mango am I gonna sell? Who for fishing mouse? What am I gonna do? Build a boat and go fishing at the sea and bring the fish come at dry land, come sell fish? Lord God, you don't have a life carve out for him already. And not everybody built for them kind of pressure here, you know. God. Live on the air with SouFlo, good morning.
SouFlo, good morning.
Morning, family, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Talk to me now.
May I mix up everything this morning?
Go on now.
SouFlo. Everyone have one meeting and tell the labor right then to put the X beside the fucking belly of some seat.
Warmington.
Yes.
But the Warmington, the JLP.
Yes, it's a meeting either yesterday or Saturday night. Put the X beside the fucking bell looking at the comment of people see.
That's what I said?
Yes, you don't see.
All right.
All right, we call it, tell you.
All right, we still gonna look for it. But Warmington is like one of them. Warmington have no behavior. We all know that already. Wait there. Warmington said, put the X beside the. Warmington strike me like one gangster in a suit. He's like their pit bull kind of thing. Not true? He might like them pit bull. No brat upsy. Audrey, he might not have no behavior. Well, you know, not to throw us off course though. And I don't want to beat this topic to death, but there are some more important things that need to be said. To my fellow service members, this should be a time for you to put your ducks in a row or make sure that, because I know for sure, right, that there are Jamaicans and other Caribbean people who serve in this military of the United States of America. And I left Jamaicans in Germany when they come at Germany with me when time me start service. So, and they married German women and they are still in Germany, and some of them come back stateside with them, picking them, and they didn't do no paperwork. So I am telling them right now to pay attention to this story. You heard what the attorney said? The attorney that did this right here, that we took this from this morning, the attorney said, let me go back to it. The attorney said, under this administration, there will be a lot of people getting deported. a lot of people who were born on U.S. military bases will be getting deported. So, gonna make sure, straighten up the paperwork for your children who you had on those military bases that we were on oversaw, cause them did born outside of US, and it's just a warning. This should be the point where you start checking right now before one of your kids end up getting sent to Jamaica where they have never been before. I'm going to close this part off and move on to another topic, but I can't help but to say, you do what majority of those born and raised here did not do. Because believe it or not, majority of Americans never served in the military. I don't know if y'all know this, but you can look up the statistics of the percentage of United States of America citizens who actually serve in the military. Majority of US citizens have never served in the military. And you come here as an immigrant and you gain your citizenship through naturalization, you risk your life, to maintain this right here, and they benefit, and then to be repaid like this, to be repaid where your child is considered stateless. And if for those of y'all are asking what happened to his dad, where's his dad now? His dad passed away from kidney cancer a couple of years ago. Yeah. His dad passed away from kidney cancer a couple of years ago. So his dad isn't even around to say, drum up some media publicity and say, listen, I served honorably. I almost served a full 20. I got injured somewhere along the line. I checked out at 18. I still have all my full benefits and everything. Honorable discharge. I served with pride, even though this isn't my birth nation, but I consider it my home and my, glad for all that it gave me, XYZ. Why are you sending my son over there? Okay, I was busy with military duties. I did not see. I thought, like so many of us think, if our child is born on a military base, that they are considered American and they're issued an American birth certificate. We just think that, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. So his dad's not even here to speak up on his behalf. Could they have honored this veteran by not deporting his damn child to a place where he has never been? They sure the hell could have. This leaves a bitter taste in my mouth as a immigrant that's also a veteran who honorably served. The bitter taste in my mouth is how little they think of you, even after risking your life and doing what majority of those born and raised here are not willing to do. How little they think of you still. I remember this white dude, right? I'm gonna tell you two different stories. So when I was in school, I was at Kaiser University, right? And I've told this before, so some heard it, some haven't. There was this white girl that she come to school every day. Her husband drive one of them big trucks. I'm in the South. Big truck, big American flag on the back of the truck. Ooh, smoke everywhere kind of thing. Big they're big on country and this kind of stuff. Very super patriotic in argument. So we were in class one day and they were going over like renewable energy and what countries are leading the world in renewable energy and how they're converting their garbage into energy, XYZ. I'm fresh out of Germany, right? I'm fresh out of Germany. You have to go call. Sorry. I'm fresh out of Germany. So I said in the classroom, I said, this right here in Florida. I said, Germany is miles ahead of the United States of America when it comes to turning their garbage into energy. And their streets are clean and most of their food is organic. They don't even serve drinks like Coca-Cola, you can't buy a 2-liter Coke in Germany. So they don't even serve that stuff to their people like that. You could get a small, tiny one to buy a can or a little bottle, but that's as big as you will get that that thing to buy, right? Who tell me if I go say that? Here, this white girl to me. She said, well, if you think Germany is that nice, then won't you take your ass over there and go live? Mind you, she doesn't know my background, right? Well, if you think Germany is nice, then won't you take your ass over there and go live? I said, wow. I said, did you ever serve in the military? She said, no. I said, I see your husband drop you off all the time, the big flag on the back and whatever. I'm guessing he's a vet, right? She goes, no, my husband never served. I said, did your dad serve in the military? She says, no, nobody in my family ever served. So I said, okay, so I find this quite funny. I am a combat infantry veteran, and you, who never served, and none of the males in your family ever served, are telling me to take my ass to another country and go live, only because I'm telling you what I experienced in another country. I had a bone to pick with that. Another time, there was a white dude who was giving out praises to other white people around. He was like, thank you for your service, brother. I appreciate that. Somebody said, he's one too. He's an infantry veteran. You know what he said? He said, I didn't ask you to do all that. I didn't ask you to do that. He said, I didn't ask you to do all that. So I actually had words with him. So I said, okay, so you said thank you to everybody else that's white like you. So I guess because I'm black, you didn't ask me to do all that. He said, yeah, because it's not your fight. This is our country, and these are my brothers, and they're fighting for us. So thank them. But you, I didn't ask you to do all that. I took that one serious, and I was reminded that, yo, when you wear that uniform and when you go off into combat or whatever, remember the freedoms that are allotted in this country. Like, people can say whatever they want to say. Even the assholes, you are fighting for them to be free to be assholes as well. That's how it was explained to me. So even those who don't like you, you're fighting for them too, to have the right to not like you. I said, wow. So that's that. You could give your heart, soul, and everything, and they will still think very little of you. That's something for all of us to think about, right? When we start pushing our children towards military service. Well, my son, I'm so proud of my son. He is in the Army. I'm so proud of my son. He's a Marine. I'm so proud of my daughter. She's serving in the Navy right now. I'm so proud of... You can't help but to think, do they really care about my daughter or my son? You know, are they looked at as honorable people for doing what they do, or are they just being used? Because they wouldn't let their children do it, so they'll use yours to do it because you need the money and the opportunity. You got to look at it like that. Like, you have to explore that. You know what I mean? Duo Maxwell says, this is why I never served. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What going?
You still there on the subject?
No, man.
Of the man with their Jamaica?
Oh, with them send go to Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to end it now.
Me I try calling, your phone busy this morning.
No, man, the phone I ring loud while me I talk, but I swipe your way because I don't want my chain of thought to be broken. I'm forget what me did I say.
Oh, okay.
You know, watch it.
You know, they work.
Okay, because you're not.
I sneak and talk.
Okay, because if you didn't watch you, that's the me I chat. But okay, we understand.
Yeah, sneak and talk. So I want to ask now, all of the military people where them are deport, the benefits them where the children them get, them still are going to get them military benefits from them family.
Like for instance,
them get deport.
Like for instance, if his dad had a GI Bill, which could pay for you to go to college and get a higher degree, or whatever, you could pass it on. He could have passed that on to his son. Who gets it now? And it's something where you pay into. Is not something that they just give you.
Exactly.
Right. Nobody now gonna get it now. Them just pocket the money there.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
May I go back in a chat later?
All right, my friend. Yeah, that's Marie's message 411 TV. She has sneak a call from work, but she made a valid point with that question, right? I get upset when I find myself helping homeless veterans that what are they doing with my tax money? Okay, Hamza, that's a different ballgame right there. As a veteran who has been out there with veteran relief programs trying to help other veterans who live in the streets who are addicted to drugs. Me, I did that, right? Out looking for them in the woods in Florida, because believe it or not, some of them form communities and they move into the woods, deep into the woods, and they live in tents. And them set up booby traps and everything in them area. So if anybody walk in there, them can hear in the middle of the night and them can defend themselves, XYZ. And they live on the streets. In every city and a daily bread is everywhere in Florida. It's called a daily bread. They have daily bread and soup kitchens and whatnot. So I volunteered at these places before. They get very good food. They only serve breakfast and dinner. So when they serve breakfast, they don't serve lunch, but they have this whole area where these vets who are on the streets can actually pick up. They can stuff their bags with food, like one whole bread, one whole pack of meat, one whole pack of cheese. They can make sandwiches all day, fresh lettuce, tomatoes, everything like that. And that will hold them for lunch until they come back for dinner again. And it's served buffet style, right? There's a lot of help out there for veterans. So for the people who say you help a homeless veteran, you have to understand this. And this is coming from a vet. The homeless veterans you see out there, a lot of them are addicted to drugs. And they like to put up, if they really want a cleansing program where, see there, them love cut to one time. Oh man, they buffering us right now. So let me just tell everybody right now that if we get cut off, give me a few minutes and I'm going to start this over and we're going to be right back. Every time we start getting into certain things, we start buffering, okay? The vets that you see out there who are begging you stuff, they don't really need it. They need some money from you so they can go get some drugs. Let's put it that way, right? SouFLo chosen to be frozen. But they are talking, them just freeze me. All right. The thing about it is, a lot of these vets have issues mentally. Some of them do not trust civilians, so they don't want to work with you. They don't want to live around you. In order for them to live somewhere, they're going to have to live in an apartment complex, or they're going to have to live in a house in a neighborhood. And they don't want to be around civilians. Because after doing their service, especially combat veterans, after doing their service, they realize how ungrateful those who they risk their lives for are to them. And they really have a love-hate relationship. Like me, I don't have no civilian friends. And I probably wouldn't want any of them around me anyways. They're friggin' weird. Like, tell me about some of the story them. Like, you kill nobody. And, you know, like, we don't want to have that kind of conversation with you. And that's the first place they go. And then everything else is just uneasy after that. It took me a while. Like, me nearly go out in the woods, go live with them too. I can tell you that for sure. That's why I joined the program and was going out in the woods looking for them with the people who run that program here in my city. And this is how I know. Or they make fun of you, right? Oh, him go a war and him lose his mind. He lost his mind. He crazy. Or they try to use it against you. Even people that you might get in a relationship with. You know, when them can't get them way with you, they manipulate it back to, yeah, well, you know, he kind of like off in the head because, you know, he was in the army or whatever and this, that, and that happened. Yeah, so you try to stay away from friggin' civilians as much as you can. And for a lot of them, that's what it is. So they only come out for your money just so they can use drugs, for those who are addicted to drugs. But when they make up their minds that they really are done with streets and hiding in the woods and being on drugs, all the help in the world is there for them. And I mean all the help in the world is there for them. So it's not about the government not taking care of. I will say the VA is not perfect by far, but ain't no other country on the face of this earth has as much help for their veterans than the United States of America does. So the VA still is super important to veterans, right? My husband don't have any civilian friends either. You see what I'm saying? And this is a service member's wife right here of many years. She backed me up, right? We don't keep civilian friends. A lot of them don't. You will see them have service member friends, but they won't have civilian friends because of that. So yeah, it's a lot of help there for them. But they know that they're gonna have to clean themselves up. You're forced to clean yourself up. They're not gonna help you if you want to go get high every day. They're not gonna help, and nobody is gonna get a job faster than them if they decide to clean themselves up. You know, I'll say this also. I have never applied for anything and not get it. Matter of fact, if I go out for contracts right now, right, in the occupational therapy field, if I go out for contracts right now, I am absolutely sure that I'm getting whatever I apply for. Absolutely sure. Because as soon as they see that, for some reason, they're always like, okay, you served this much time. I know you know what teamwork is. I know you know how to follow instructions. I know you know how to be on time, punctual, XYZ. When do you start? Or when do you want to start? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm well.
All right. Talk to us now.
Yeah, just bringing clarity that nowadays, those people want to be out there on the street.
Yes. Yes.
There's a plethora of benefits. Now, Dorothy, you asked about it's a possibility that some of them may have mental issues.
And is there help for them?
Yes, there is help. There's help for every aspect
right.
of their life, whether it be drug or mental issues or just homeless, need food, anything.
Anything.
If you can think of it. Put it this way. What does GI mean, SouFLo?
Government issued.
Facts. So you are government, as a soldier, you are government issued.
Right. You're property of
so my husband did, right. He's been a veteran for over 20 years now.
Right.
Recently, he had kidney cancer. They caught it early stage. Right after he had his surgery and everything, this man got almost $20,000 from the VA because they feel that they were at fault.
Right.
For him having that because
where he was stationed.
Him. Right.
Right.
So there's plenty of benefits.
And I just saw that. I just saw that yesterday. You know, it said if you were ever on Fort Benning, this, that, and that. It lists the name of places and said, and you're experiencing. Yeah.
Camp Lejeune.
Right.
We were on Camp Lejeune.
He was. So I know about that one. They have one now for Fort Benning and about 5 other bases.
Look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, no other country takes care of their veterans like the United States of America. It's usually a pat on your back and thanks for your service. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So as much as I want to say stuff about the military here, I still have to acknowledge that.
Listen. I love the VA down. Okay? I love the VA. And especially for my husband being a hypochondriac,
right.
like you,
like
Jesus. You just drop him off at the emergency room and tell him to call me when you're done. Call me when you're done, Miller.
But they there for him, right?
They listen, they know him and they come on through. They know him.
And that'll be for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life.
Yes.
All 3 times a week, I drop this man at the DA because he's such a hypochondriac.
Oh, so.
But because he's such a hypochondriac, they caught that kidney really early, in a very early stage. So,
right.
You have the ups and the downs, and that was an up from thank God.
Right.
So that's my 2 cents. Y'all better go get it listed.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So yeah, I see somebody say that they can't. They got these veterans addicted to all these type of pills. This vet opened his book bag, which looked like a pharmacy. All those pills. Okay. If you're not, if you seek to understand, then ask questions, right? If you've never served and you are not attached to the VA and you don't understand how the treatment programs go, then ask if you want to ask, if you need the answer. For a question, for an answer like, or a statement like that, if they didn't give him anything, you would be the same person saying, damn, he's suffering from XYZ and he's a vet and he needs medication and they don't give him nothing. If they gave him one type of thing, you would be like, damn, he a vet, he's suffering from this and look what they gave him. Why didn't they give him this instead? If they gave him this instead, you would be like, damn, he a vet, he's suffering and they can't try something different because what they gave him ain't working. You know what I mean? So people on the outside, they always have some shit to say. Because you're on the outside and because, believe it or not, and I learned this, that's why I'm sharing it with you. When the person said to me, I didn't ask you to do that or you're kind to do that, and he was thanking everybody else, you have the right. These are the privileges in this free country that you have the right to just sit up there and XYZ and suppose and they don't take care of their veterans. And I know veterans who they're on all kinds of different pills and, and they have no treatment programs for them. And I would never serve. And you have the right to do that because those people make sure that you live in a country where it's not mandatory service for you. You understand? Because it's all done by volunteering. Everybody in the military voluntarily went in. So it's all done by those who volunteered. So you won't have to volunteer because they keep the machine fed. Right? So we never get to a place where it's like, oh, we've dropped so drastically below numbers, we're going to have to instate the draft. Don't think they can't. They can. Don't think they wouldn't if need be. They sure the hell would if need be. Why do you think selective service is necessary for you to sign all them papers, for all of us to sign those papers? If ever anything happens where the U.S. drops so far below that our military does not have enough personnel, you would see the draft instated and military service would be mandatory. So thank the people who volunteer so you don't have to go and you could sit back and say all the things you want to say. If, guess, suppose, nah, not my thing, would never do it, don't like them, can't stand this, you're free to do it because of those who did it so you didn't have to do it. That's for real. That's for real. Yeah, I'm listening to SouFlo because I want to learn, and I've been hearing about them pills a long time ago. Thanks for explaining. Let me tell you something, right? Personal experience here. I'll share a story with you. I was in a treatment program one time, right? No, everybody I got things I'm mad, me crazy. But I was in a treatment program. I'm not giving you my whole business, just one story. I was in a treatment program one time, and I was working with a psychiatrist. So I go see my psychiatrist, right? Because I'm mandatory check-in. So I'm checking in. I check into my psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist is like, I'm going to start you on, based on your symptoms and what we're experiencing, blah, blah, blah. I'm not share none of that with Uno. I'm going to start you off on this. So they start me off on that. And I came home. I'm going to start my regiment, start taking that. And I remember my Teely stopped working. I don't know how many of y'all don't know what Teely is. My Teely stopped working. Like, it was a week past. And I didn't get a rise, like, in the mornings. And at first, I didn't pay attention to it, right? But if after a week passed, I'm not getting no rise. And I'm like, yo, I can't tell when last I even had the feeling for. Said, this is weird, because my body don't work so. Me pitch tent every morning from the same time. Every morning, I know my body. And I'm not seeing nothing. So after a week, right, I was like, yo, this is not good. So let me do another week and see what happens. Another week passed, nothing. Going to the bathroom one day, I said, I have to test that thing here. So I did it, I feel up myself and play with me something. My thing looking at me like, help me. Because I'm dead as the doorknob. My shit felt like there was no life in it, like no feelings, like nothing. I was like, oh, hell no. So I went right back to the VA. I'm like, yo, I need to schedule an emergency appointment with my doctor so, you know, I can. So boom, back to my psychiatrist again. What's going on? You know, I have you on XYZ, and how is it coming along? I say, I can't feel my shit. I can't feel my little soldier is gone. She was like, oh no, that's bad. You're too young for that. That should not be happening. That's an adverse side effect. But let's try these. Like right away now. Let's try these. So I'm explaining to you how you might see that vet with a bag of sitting on him. Let's try these instead. So now I have this one, and she's like, you can't stop that one suddenly. You have to taper off of it. So here's what I need you to do. For the next week, I need you to reduce doses by them are 2 days, you go 50, next 2 days is 25, next 2 days is 10, next 2 days is 5, and next 2 days, and then you're off it, right? So you taper off that slowly, and then beginning on XYZ day, you start this new one, and this new one is once per day, or once in the morning, once in the evening, whatever, twice a day. The next one me get after me couldn't feel me teely. I start get little life back in my teely now. At the time, I was running a lot because I kept the same physical regimen that when I got out that I used to do in the infantry. And that's run long distance. Like I do merciless runs, right? And in my mind, I'm always getting ready for combat. So people in my city used to see me running all over this Ross, and the distance them when me I run all that because I had 2 big dogs with me. When we start the new one, I remember I went out one early morning without my dog. Then I just started, you know. Went out one early morning without my dogs. I said, I'm gonna do the safe stretch. There's a fence that run by this stretch where me I go run. Long stretch. I'm out in the early morning and me I run against a fence. And I heard boogada, 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 boogada. You know, like when a horse is galloping or a donkey a gallop, but it sounds like they're galloping through the bushes. I'm running, and as soon as I heard the boogada, 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 I stopped. And I'm looking and I'm not seeing nothing. I start running again, but all my hair is on ends. One part of my head alone, like my right side of my head is like throbbing, like this. And I'm paying attention to my body. I'm like, I never feel this before yet. These are the new stuff for me that I know, right? So I take off running again. I'm running. I swear to God, something run up right up to the fence. And I run beside me and then cut back in the bushes where I couldn't see it. I was so friggin' frightened. I'm far from home at this point. I sprinted all the way back to my yard. If anybody did see me, I run, you see? they would have definitely said, yo, it's a mad rotted person or he's lost his mind. I sprinted all the way back to my house. I'm like, yo, they're coming after me. Now I'm gonna start get paranoid, and I'm thinking, I started thinking the people, whatever people, are coming after me. So I have to run, go back home, and I gotta get ready to fight. I'm run, go back home, not a friggin' thing. When I reach home, everywhere calm, everything is normal. So I get back in touch with my people again at the VA, right? I got to set up an appointment. This is an emergency, blah, blah, blah. Go back to the same thing again. Go back in there. I told her, I said, hey, like one part of my head was throbbing like this. And, you know, I'm seeing stuff and I saw it there for real. And I don't, what did you see? I don't remember. I don't know. But it was like one big deer looking something with, and she was like, oh no. We're going to have to get you off of that immediately. But let's try this. And somebody go down the line, you know, let's try this. So right then, I started keeping a sample of everything I've ever been on. I still have a bag at my house with a sample of everything I've been on. I have a whole lot of stuff. Some of them, if I call the name them, those of you in the medical field immediately are going to be like, that motherfucker must have did crazy. Because mad people, them give them something there too. Or those who are well over the edge. I'm on this new thing. One to sleep at night. One to keep you up during daytime. One to make you more alert. One to calm you down. So I'm on all kinds of stuff now, right? Now I remember going to sleep at nighttime. One of them was fun to take because when nighttime come, and that time for me to go sleep, I would be up for 3 days in a row, 4 days straight. Like I talk about how the Diddy party them go. Yeah, me stay up like 4 days straight, no sleep. And I tell you what, I'm such a driven person in real life. I use that to fuel building this channel right here, where we sit right now talking on SouFLoTV. That's the energy me use. Cause me I said to myself, you know, you see me a born fighter, you know. So I'll say to myself, I said, if you're going to be up days in a row, you better build a business and put all the energy into that business because you have more time than anybody else. Because the average person have to go sleep. For some reason, I turned my weakness into a superpower. Nobody else can stay up like me. I'm up 4 days straight for real, for real. If y'all remember when I first started this channel, I used to literally answer every single comment. And I used to, and I'm posting videos in the middle of the night, early morning, afternoon. People are like, when do you sleep? This man always dep on go. That's me trying to like gain control of my reality, my friend. That time over here, the reality is I can't sleep. Like literally can't sleep at all. 2 days straight, 3 days straight. So I would crash and wake back up. And I wouldn't get 8 hours. I would literally crash for like 4 or 5 hours and wake back up. Gone again. And I have to do things. I have to be doing things all the time. You know, while I'm doing all that, I said, yo, try to turn this into, so they gave me something to go to sleep. When I finally got the right thing to go to sleep, it was fun going to sleep. My dreams were so vivid until I started having nightmares in my dreams and flashbacks in my dreams, and they were so vivid. Then we did start get afraid to take them. But my dreams were so vivid, like if we didn't have any sex dream, it was happening in real time. If I was fighting, it was happening in real time. So me, you know, if you're fighting in your sleep and you lose the fight, you can actually jump out of the sleep, take a break, and say, nah, F that. The boy that me jump back into the fight, I'll just go right back to sleep and I would actually fall asleep and pick up where me left off. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. There was something out there, though. I used to see like little butterflies and stuff before I go to sleep. And I'm like, it's time for bed. You know, I take my night meds and I'm like, it's time for bed. And you see the little butterflies and I'll follow them around my fingers. I walk around the house and I'll follow them around my fingers. Shakira, me used to go to Shakira and babe. You remember when me? Remember when I used to take the sleepy ones? I used to go up to her and be playing with her nose and stuff, and I'm like, yeah. just all tight, you know. And within a few minutes of taking those, gone. See you the next day. And even on those, I still wouldn't sleep 8 hours. So, long story short, I love sharing these kind of stories with y'all, but there's lots of help out there. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Okay. And that was an I don't know number. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Okay. Them no one talk to me this morning, so. So yeah, the VA is there for veterans. It might take a lot of trial and error, and it might take you having to stick to and go through the program and all this other type of stuff, and you might get frustrated and you might leave and whatever, but you have choices though. You have choices. You know, I'm not saying they're far from perfect. They're frustrating at times, and depends on who is in power. When they start cutting benefits, cutting resources at the VA, and the wait times get longer, and your resources are not reaching those who actually really need them, and they're being short-staffed and all these other things. That's why it matters to us when who is in power, how they're going to handle the VA, right? Right. But for the brother who just got sent to Jamaica, I don't know what else to say to him. This is a Jamaica thing now. And the only thing I could end that by saying is to Andrew Holness, please look into why y'all accepted him. Because he's not Jamaican. So why did y'all accept him into the country? And what plans do y'all have for him? If y'all going to give him a house or somewhere to live and set him up until him get on his feet, or give him a pathway to help him to get on his feet, then that's another story. You know, he might end up being one of our good citizens. But right now, he's in a position to become a burden to society. And I can't figure out why y'all have him there. I got a sleeping pill like that, and I stopped taking them. When I used to work at a hospital, I saw cats fly. I saw hats and cats flying around. Says Marlene West. Yeah, I used to see butterflies and all kinds of stuff. I used to trail them with my fingers. And it feels good too before you go to sleep, because you're like, I don't know, you're in this zone and you're like, hey, yeah, catch butterfly that's not even there. You know, the butterfly pitching on my hand, and me catch a butterfly, let go the one there and follow on next one and catch it. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So you can imagine if you're with somebody who don't understand what the hell are going on with you, and they're like, that's weird behavior. What was he talking about? No, there's nothing there, right? People run left you, and them something there. Cats flying. Yeah, but they got help, man. They have help. All right. Moving right along. I think I want to go into the service members who are naturalized citizens. That means you weren't born in the U.S., but you became a citizen, and you're in the military and you're stationed overseas. A lot of you are going to get with a foreign woman and probably have babies and stuff. Please go look that up. Go to JAG. Go. That's the U.S. That's the military, army military. If you're, go to them and go figure out the legal procedures that you need to go through, so you don't leave your children hanging out here like that, and they don't end up getting sent in the event that they start getting in trouble or whatever. They don't end up getting sent to, you know, some your land of your birth where they've never been before. Come catch butterflies will be the new drug code. Yes, I would call my kids and tell them if they call me and I don't answer, come see if I'm okay. Rotted. I just used to enjoy my thing until I drop asleep. The only thing I didn't like about that was you didn't know when you fell asleep. I didn't know when I fell asleep. And, you know, you wake up and you're like, oh, damn, did you drop asleep? And you look and it's like 5-6 hours pass. And you're like, damn, I don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember. You know, when you lay down and you go sleep and you take time and you can't say, all right, now, I feel like I'll drop asleep now. You know, you can't say good night and go into a sleep. Or when you twist and turn in the middle of the night and you might wake up and probably go pee or something and go back to sleep. Me never have none of that. It just, 1 minute you playing with butterflies and stuff, the next minute you just out. That part I didn't like. That part I never like. All right. Let's talk about Adiana real quick. A nice segue. Nice segue. Vybz Kartel's daughter Adiana. Adiana is working on becoming a doctor. Okay? And I know we've said this before because, you know, Jamaica stay already. You know, my grandmother, if you tell my grandmother, said, I wanted to be a barber. Should I say cut here? No, man, that is beneath you, man. That's beneath you. You can do something way better with yourself. And I actually know a barbershop owner. He's a barbershop beauty salon owner who he's probably raking in doctor money. Yeah, lawyer money. What if a doctor or a lawyer is being well paid? Our people are under the perception that these titles mean automatic financial well-offness, and it's not necessarily so. See? But we're not gonna put that on Adi. Adi is pursuing her dreams, and this is what she wants to be. Let me pull up what she said, because actually I have a video of her speaking. So this is the little Adi, you know, Vybz Kartel daughter, for those of you who are fans and who remember Adiana. So over the weekend, a photo of Vybz Kartel's first daughter, Adiana Ashanti Palmer, surfaced online, and the images shows the 18-year-old posing proudly. And she had on scrubs and she had a stethoscope around her neck in front of her brand new 2025 mini SUV that her father got for her a couple of months ago. Adiana graduated from Wolmer's Girls' School in 2024, and she is charting a path that is very different from her father and her brothers. As you know, her father and her brothers are all into music and entertainment, right? Little Vybz, Little Adi, and Vybz Kartel. And Nico, Iko Dan as well, the youngest boy. Having passed all 8 of her CSEC subjects in 2024, she has made it clear that she has no plans to pursue music. That's not her thing. Instead, she is very passionate about a career in medicine. And since March of 2025, the ambitious teenager has been vlogging about her journey into the medical field, having posted just 2 videos so far, but she's started. In her first vlog that was released months ago, she stated that anything that has to do with medicine, that's what I'm interested in 100%. She also revealed her ultimate dream is to become a surgeon, although she is still exploring the specific fields of what type of surgery or surgeon. Surgery specifically, that's where I'm at. I'm not 100% sure, she said. However, what type of surgery I want to do, however, I want to go into, but it's definitely surgery. She said, mentioning that she is also curious about pediatrics and about anesthesiology as well. Now, reacting to the new photo, some of the fans of Vybz Kartel have been commenting on the photo on Facebook. And a lot of them are proud of her. Of course, you also have those who, you never know who don't like you. Some people don't like you, them don't like your children by extension, right? All right. So some people, like this one comment said, Gaza, it is more than a plaza. It's a lifestyle moment, greatness. While another person said, a lot more aspiring doctors are all over Jamaica. So why no recognition? Irish Saxons can't help themselves. Back in September, a lot more aspiring doctors are all over Jamaica. So why don't we recognize them? In other words, when we recognize Shifa, when you have others who are a lot more inspiring than her, so to speak, right? So back in 2024, Vybz Kartel shared that his daughter would be continuing her studies at Hillel Academy, which is Jamaica's largest international school. Kartel, also known as the World Boss, has 7 children in total, 5 boys and 2 girls, with Adiana being the oldest of his girls. Now, this is Adi and what she said in her own words, because she actually have her blogs out there. That's her in her scrubs and stuff. The picnic them don't stay little for long. You know, I know I must be super proud of her because this could have gone the other way. My daddy named Vybz Kartel, dancehall music are my thing. She could have been out here in some pum pum shots, you know, back it up on the dumper truck and all them something there, you know. Freaky gal of them in love. She didn't go that way though. She went another way. All right. So she said.
So my dream career is hands down surgery. I was gonna say a specific type of surgery, but I'm still gonna say surgery because it fluctuates, like it genuinely changes. I'm not 100% sure which type of surgery I want to go into, but I definitely want to do surgery. I've always wanted a career in medicine, but surgery specifically, that's where it's at for me right now. It used to be pediatrics, then anesthesiology, but surgery for the last maybe 2 years, it's been that. How do you stay motivated? So I stay motivated by just reminding myself of the life that I want for myself, and I just use that as like a driving force to just stay focused, not procrastinate, work hard. Because at the end of the day, like being tired right now, being overwhelmed right now, is just a small price to pay for the amazing future that I know I'm gonna have because I work so hard. You know, what's your dream career? So my dream career is hands down surgery. I was gonna say a specific type of surgery, but I'm still gonna say surgery because it fluctuates, like it genuinely changes. I'm not 100% sure which type of surgery I want to go into, but I definitely want to do surgery.
All right. So that's a little Adiana. She's all grown up. She's still a teenager though. Let's not forget that. You know, she'll not reach big woman stage yet. She's still a teenager, but she's doing well. And our father, I'm pretty sure, is proud that she's doing well. And can say, wait there. Okay, here we go. Lost my whole chat. Babe, you might have to come help me now. I lost my whole chat. I know they're seeing me, but me not see them. See them. But me not see them. All right, let me see. Baby, I want to close. But come show the things, you know. Yeah, it's, let's see. Go right here. Give me a second. Let me try to find my chat. I lost my chat. I can't see no.
See where this one. Click this.
Click this?
Yeah.
No. It should appear over here.
Hold on.
And it's blank.
Let me see.
No, it's not. Oh, there it is. It does take a while to come up. No, do nothing. That's
no.
All right. Thank you. All right. Back on track. All right. Her mother was doing a good job while the dad was away, says one person. Next person said, yes, Prinny. They need to start making better decisions. It's the nurses who want their children to be doctors. This is very thoughtful because our father is sick and will need long-term care in the future. So who's best to provide that to him than his daughter? Interesting. Many doctors do not want their kids to be doctors. I wonder why. Why? This is very thoughtful because her father is sick. Okay. It's not my fault that those people are not highlighting their people. Exactly. I know our fault that them people are not highlight. You know, some people are always gonna throw shade no matter where you have a go on. And like I said, sometimes people don't like you, and by extension, them don't like your children. So anything your children put up, them fight it down, just like how they would fight you down as well. Some people are actually really this, you know, you like, don't, please try not to be one of these people. Them see you do good. Remember, I know them a curse you upon the low. So every time you achieve anything, it's like a blow to them. And then they see your children prospering too after you prospering, is like another blow to them. So and the most they can do, because they don't control anything in your world, is like on social media like this. Yeah. Why are we highlighting her? We have more people, more aspiring, prestigious, better people than that. Why we not giving them a big up too? And it comes out in different ways, you know. Well, as Diva said, Shakira, Miss Fix It, Babylon, I pick up SouFLoTV, giving knowledge. We have to start talk about some slackness now. We have to mix up the thing. Any time we start talk about Uda and Pum Pum, you know, say them love that. Then no problems with the live and everything goes good. Good for her. I wish her well. Yup, or they diminish your accomplishments and act like it's not a big deal. Yes, they love to do that. Okay, so what? We have plenty other doctors out here. Enough young people turn doctor. What's so special about that? But you never notice the people who are saying that, ask them what they have accomplished themselves. This not about me, because you know them not have really nothing to say. Keep the blows coming unless haters. Yes. Yeah, they try to diminish your greatness, you know, or diminish your accomplishments, or try to make you small down yourself, kind of thing. But big up to Addy, because we have watched you grow over the years. You know, we know say you are the apple of your father's eye. Him talk about you all the time, as much as often as him can, and we know say him super proud of you, for sure. And given all that has happened in the past and all that is happening now, she grew up from the rough part to this part. It's super up now for her dad. It wasn't super up for him just the other day. And there were a lot of people who were wishing he would never come home to her. So, you know, life is life on up now for them. Big up to her, and thank you for choosing right, making good decisions, so we're not shame. Cause somehow we check for your dad so much, Adiana, that if we not did do anything shameful, we would have feel the second. And true, me I tell you, you know, somehow we check for your dad so much that we would feel second-hand shame, literally. Same thing for your brothers. Big up to them and big up to their moms, the moms of all these children, for keeping them on path. You know, enough story we hear about man will go prison and do 5, 10, 15 years and these things, and their family is in shambles by the time they get out, you know. Daughter pregnant as teenager, son gone to prison to him in one different prison over, so or he's out here in gangs and take up badness and about to get killed and all kind of something happen. So to see how his children have turned out, yo, big up to them, man. Big up to them for making good decisions. And they're all brilliant as well. One bag of subjects back at them and all these. There wasn't dunce back at the class, dunce. That way. Dr. Science project is to dissect cats. Keep shaming them, Addy. Keep the blows coming. Grace James, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you greatly. Here's a young lady that with bright dreams, and here comes the dunce, evil adults, with their unsolicited opinions. Yeah, my 14-year-old son beat me at chess. This young man will spend hours playing himself on the computer, and I'm proud of Junior, says Hamza Ali. All right, good for him, man. Big up yourself, though. At least him not spend hours doing fragrant foolishness. Shorty's kids with Kartel are related to 3 of my kids. Oh, wow. So I'm family there. May she continue to dream big, and may all her big dreams come true for her as well. Not true? All right. Moving right along now. We're going to get into some foolishness now. Oh, man. Every now and then we do this. If you're not into worldly things, I advise you to exit stage left now, because this is where it gets a bit grown. Okay? We're going to get a bit grown right now. I promise we won't spend too long on it, but if it's something you don't want to hear, take for yourself now. I've warned you. I don't want nobody talk about SouFLo. Jesus Christ, you could have told me because I have the kids around. Take for yourself now. All right, you've been warned. Here we go. Meow says one of the rules is that you cannot treat by our own family. I shot the kids, Kartel are related to my kids. Continue to, okay. Boom. I regret buying my wife this toy. I regret buying my wife this toy. For years I've been reading this column, but it was my back then girlfriend who introduced it to me. When we went on dates, half of our time was spent talking about what you had on your show, in your column. So, never thought I would be writing this, but here I am. So we got married and everything was going well. And we have 3 children now, but now things have changed. You know, my wife is 7 years younger than I am, and diabetes is my problem now. I've been diagnosed with diabetes and I'm reaping all the side effects of it. So I am not able to perform 100% in the bedroom like I was before. And I'm on medication for my condition. I'm trying, but every day my wife complains that she is not having enough intercourse, and she is even threatening to find another man. For that reason, I asked a friend who lives in the US, I said, when you're coming back, bring a vibrator for me. When you're coming back, bring a vibrator for me. You can imagine one man I said that to him, brethren, when you come back and you bring a vibrator for me. But I asked my brethren, what you do with it? Because I don't buy a vibrator, give no man. Anyway, he said I was embarrassed to tell him the real reason why I needed it. He probably tell him, say, I have a little freaky thing on the side, you know, and them thing I she into, so, because him know my wife and him know me, and I can't tell him, say, me ask him to bring back vibrator for my wife, right? I mean, I feel comfortable. I tell my friend neither, say, my tealing not working full 100 and I'm lacking in that way. It's just not the kind of conversations that we have. So I was embarrassed to tell him the real reason why I actually needed this vibrator, but make sure it's a good one. So he bought it, and my wife has been using it ever since. Sometimes when I look at her carrying on with that thing, I feel sorry for myself. Hey, yeah. Oh, God. I feel sorry for myself. Sometimes in the middle of the night, she get up from the bed and she take off her clothes. And I say to her, say, let me try to make you happy now. And she ignored me. And I did not know that a woman could make so much noise from using one of those things, especially when she about to have the big O. My God, the doctor had me on a strict diet and my condition has improved some, but my wife is still ignoring me now. And it looked like the vibrator has actually taken my place. So sometimes I tell myself that I made the biggest mistake by purchasing that thing for her. I told my wife that I'm going to hide it since it has totally taken my place now. And she said if I hide it, she's just going to purchase one for herself. My wife and I are Christians, and we both don't want to go to our pastor to discuss this matter with him. I know that you would give us some good advice, so I am turning to you. Did I make a mistake by purchasing this thing? And as I have said, my condition has improved, but my wife still wants more than I am able to do. Why you do it, bro? I'll tell you this. Oi. So how the friend know what kind to purchase? I don't know enough. I don't know him probably just buy anything. You know, honestly, if me have a brethren and him a fly out and you know it's feasible and me say, yo, you know you can talk to him. Alright, me I let you know in a little secret, right? Now I'm not saying I did this before. I'm just saying. Usually when you live them kind of life, your brethren them know what you do. So you can say to your brethren and say, yo, you know, a little bee when me I deal with on the side. And he must say, Simone, because Simone are your wife. No, I shouldn't use the name Simone, because Simone are my mother-in-law name. That's not gonna go good. You must say Angela. You say, no man, no my wife. You look a bee, look a red bee when me that deal with from. Or him say, oh, yeah, what? I say, it's a freak, you know, bro. Yeah man, she like one whole heap of toys and them something there, vibrator, dildo, them kind of thing there. So when you come back, bring something for me. You see? So we can make sure carry on with herself and them thing there. Your brother not gonna say alright then. And him drop in a place and bring back one for you. You know have to tell him say, yo, my thing mash up in a dog and can't work, you know, my wife need some kind of something and you got skirt around the thing and it will work. So anyway. Don't know if it's a rabbit or a Kartel Jai Empress said, don't know if it's a rabbit or a rose. I did a whole heap of sit-ups this morning. Every time I try to laugh, like my belly stitches, my belly are cramp hard. It's just the reality of life. Illness and age are very humbling, and sometimes the heart is willing, but hold on there. Sometimes the heart is willing, but the flesh is weak. Don't turn to pastor though. He may take on the job. Good advice, you know, bro. Cause remember the woman were calling for Andrea show talk about how she and Pastor carry on. I don't know if y'all follow Andrea and hear that story there. How she and Pastor carry on because she don't know what to for her husband. And she said, me don't know, me and him coming like brother and sister. And nothing wrong with him. Something neither. It worked perfectly fine. Him just like him not have no more attraction to me. I don't know if it's because we've been married for so long or whatever. So me now take myself care myself gone a pastor, go tell pastor about our marital problems, hoping he would counsel both of us together. And me say, and pastor put on one piece of hook in the say. And so the woman said, no, church woman. Yeah, and she said, pastor is married and I'm married. So the two of we have to keep it a secret because the two of we have a whole heap to lose. Me not leaving my husband. But when me I get from pastor, I know pastor not left him wife. So me I say blood fire. So yeah, don't carry it to pastor. Take it to the Lord in prayer. You say you're a Christian. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Don't take it to pastor. Because like somebody just said, pastor might take on the job. Pastor might take on the job for you. I start give you a helping hand. Or give her a helping hand. My wife introduced me to ostrich eggs. My goodness, that stuff right there will have you putting in some serious overtime. It's an African remedy. Ostrich eggs. That might be in your mind. May I write that down? Baby, have I heard about that before? Ostrich eggs are aphrodisiac. I heard too. Don't have one. She gotten used to that toy. She can manipulate it as she chooses. Oh my! You can't listen. This kind of remind me of the story of the woman the man where you remember that story here long ago? The man that kept on pressuring him wife pay a threesome, and she kept on telling him says she not into nothing like that. You remember that? And drunk off she and her friend she and female friend where him bring and drunk off them and she said today she gonna give to him her husband. They've been married for a while and end up giving it to him and him couldn't handle the situation. You know, him popped down in the middle of when him supposed to get hot, he went cold. And he had to watch both of them get really hot while him just watch. So after that, him pretty much mash up him own marriage. Me not buy nothing gear. She can go buy it herself if she wants it. But if your front end is not lifting anymore, and the front end lifters you're taking is not helping front end to lift anymore, I think she was going to go buy one for herself anyways already. If she don't employ somebody else to do the work already. I know there are a lot of women here who always cuss me out every time we come across these type of topics because of my opinion. Because I say no woman now wait for you for the rest of her life. For that, just know say y'all get bun. She'll kill you with bun. Whether she do it discreetly or outright, she'll go get bun. In his story, he just said she threatened more than once to go get somebody else to do it. That means you're getting it already. Anytime you reach the part where she start telling to your face she might have to go get somebody else, or because she gets somebody else already. Yeah. So nobody feel no way. Just know you're a part of the bun community. You're getting bun, okay? Try hold on there. We'll get my thumbs up, but to the test. If you can't find the natural aphrodisiac, then you have to go look for unicorn. Remember, she's only 7 years younger. She's also 7 years younger, but 7 years younger don't really mean nothing. When you're gone up in a like 15, 20 years younger now, you have a problem, but 7 years younger don't really mean nothing. It's going to take a serious commitment mentally in order for you to not get burned if you're way up in age past like them age there. Yeah. But 7 years ain't young, ain't that big of a difference. If him a 60, or if him a 57, she a 50. So I don't know big difference that in age. The two of them are 50 same thing. Not true. Did that person mention how old he was? Sometimes we come to a point where we can't perform like we used to, and it's just life. No, he said that he's diabetes. He's battling diabetes, and they have him on medication, and the medication that he's taking, that's funny, because I just explained to y'all about the medication where them did have me on, but that was mental. It was for mental issues, and that medication make me couldn't feel my teely. I go in the bathroom one day and said, me have to go make sure so the thing I still work. You know, when it dead, so y'all go so with it, you literally have no feeling in it. I mean, I say, yo, something really wrong, right? So I try to do something with it, something I can't feel it. So some of these medications be doing that to people. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Yes, me SouFLo.
Yeah, fam, talk to me now.
We have a story, don't judge me.
A time for the surgery. The implant. Yeah. Where I say, you have a story, don't judge you?
Yeah, don't judge me.
You're wicked.
This happened years ago.
All right.
Me didn't know a man. He was married.
Mm-hmm.
Him like me.
Mm-hmm.
But him never tell me till years later. Me I get ready to move to our next state. I'm birthday.
Right.
And when did one for him birthday was a threesome. So me say, that go try. Him and him best friend. Him a Jamaican, him best friend a Jamaican.
We listen, but we judge.
Him put a tracking device on him wife car. So he know she there all the time. Him don't do nothing without him best friend. Him wife know the best friend. So anytime he want to go do something, him tell him wife say him a go with his best friend. So then set up the whole thing. We go a hotel. How can I put this? The birthday man, Tilly was too small. Couldn't handle it. We trying to do what we can't do to him because I'm birthday. I'm telling you before we do this, we say, what if your friend want to take me over and like me more? When it comes to the best friend turn, before we go any further, protection was used. Right? Don't judge me.
May I judge you to us in the one?
When we do something with the friend now, me enjoy the friend. The friend bigger and better.
Jesus
the
Christ.
friend did want to take me away.
Oh God. So wait there. Me have to,
And me get peer.
No, you know me a judge you. no, you know me really a judge you.
After that, me fly out. Me leave that estate.
And change your identity.
Yes. Block them, everything. Delete.
I meet a good man in a new state and say, I've only been with 3 people in my whole life and you're the third one. You're the third one. And I don't do those things.
Be careful where these men need to be careful what them ask for. You ask me for threesome because of your birthday and that you want.
Blood fire. And you can't do nothing. I ain't know how nothing.
You know what else? You know what else? Me pre them. I want block them. The 2 of a Jamaican man and only in a room together naked with a woman in a bed.
Backside.
And the one who asked me, him married and have picnic, have children.
Backside.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
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 So him have the nerve here ask
me.
Me have
to ask you this. So when time when the birthday boy did that the theme thing, which part him friend did that?
Right there. Naked.
I watch him doing thing or is a tag team thing I go on. Me curious to know, me want to know. Cause me want to know if I like, you know, like what did I go on? See me ostrich eggs.
It's like everybody involved.
So y'all put it.
No, everybody like involved. I do something. But there's something them I do to me, not to them each other.
Right. So everybody involved, I do something to you.
Yes.
Blood fire, you're bad. Nah, man.
We say once in a lifetime experience. But it's single, me I leave, go on next state. Me say, why not?
So when time theme friend now start do theme thing now, I'm sure you did that react different. You see him. You see the birthday boy. When birthday boy did that though?
Him after everything.
No, me I talk about when him friend handling business. When him friend handling business, where him did that though?
Me not pay no attention to what him do cause me enjoy myself. Him did boring.
Oh God.
Him did boring. They can't say bring the friend because it made it worthwhile for me.
Oh God.
If I just did him, I expect from my experience, probably would have just put on my clothes and leave him at the hotel.
I say it never happened.
I say it never happened. And because I'm friend, why
that one didn't count. Yo.
But I pray the two of them come and say, this couldn't be the first time them do this together.
Two naked man in the same bed.
2 yard man.
2 yard man.
And to me, this is not the first time them do this.
Right.
They seem like them do this before. But the friend want to take me over. And him find out, him can't see it. And him get jealous.
Him get jealous. But he can't do nothing. So, wait, like him not work with the thing, him or not, I think he work with.
You know when a man think they have it going on until them see what next man and stick out the next man and move and realize that bumpy not, we really not do nothing.
But was it how him move or was it when did I work with though?
When did I work with?
It's when did I work with. So one never have nothing now, one did have something.
Yeah.
Ross. So I'm gonna put himself in a room with somebody who have sitting on him now have nothing.
Because that's his best friend and that's the only way he can cheat.
No, my best friend have to go wait out that door. My best friend have to go wait out that door if that way I do kind. You know, like how them say ugly people never looking at the mirror and say, damn, I'm ugly. You know, that ugly people.
So Flo, you know what the man do? The man buy me one dildo because he was so smart.
But so him know say
him know
him not work with nothing. So oh man.
So him get a little enjoyment for his birthday. Cause you know, we trying to deal with him first since he was the birthday guy.
Right.
And get him out of the way.
I get him out of the way. Can't see her deal with him and get him out of the way because she want to get to that something.
When we reach at the room, we make them know say birthday guy, I forget things first, you know?
Yeah. So I take care of him.
One for him.
Jaja God.
Just fake the morning and all that. Just fake.
Oh, no, wicked enough?
Yeah. Birthday boy, you got it.
And they go on with himself.
We don't have to fake for too long because we know say my 2 minute man, he might go pop off real quick.
Oh God. So man now I work with a micro mini and him sharp on time.
I know from the problem, me have to him married, make him wife deal with all that.
Somebody love him though.
Me just get my experience and my money and go and do the business.
Somebody love him enough to marry him though.
I got them forget. Always want threesome and this and that. And I talk to the man and tell him, say, this is my first time doing this.
Yeah.
You don't know if your friend are going to get attached to me. You really want to take that risk?
And he never mind.
So said, so done. The friend not married.
The friend not married, but the man married.
The man married.
But
I like the friend more than him.
Rotten.
But me never like the friend more than him until after.
Till you realize, like, yeah, the friend have something on him styling. Him thing a style. Right. He's a stuller.
Like once in my youth, your friend have slap you. You need to stop bring him. May I go back in night chat?
Go on, go back. Yo. Oh my God. Oh God. You know what, may I laugh? May I laugh because life, you know, man. Remember, I know. Life. Things can happen to you in a life here. It's 12:39. We have 6 minutes left. We have to end the live here. because I want to go pick up my daughter. Today is her last day at school. Then she gone for summer break. So I'm going to pick up my picnic. You look like Yo, wait there. Audrey, what you did there? Audrey be saying some of the most off the wall stuff. Him little and him not talawa. Him little and him not talawa is a bad combination that we do. When Marie say YOLO, you only live once, Marie. Jaja God. You know me did not judge you, but to be in all honesty, you know do not know enough of them when I talk never do already. You know? I mean, I say everybody, but there are some others in here who me, I would never let them do it more than once already. So I'm not judge you. Yeah, I was judging you, but I'm not judging you. But we still a judge you, you know. We still a judge you because I always make me wonder why a woman would have want to take on 2 bull in a 1 pen one time. Like for what? But you know, yeah. Remember our brother said him did a share secret to them wife, and that was the reason for his divorce, by the way. Because he was sharing secrets with his wife. So, babe, we've been married for how many years now? You know what I'm saying? Anything you never told me before and stuff like that, him start tell she stuff just to see what she are gonna say, because him never have nothing, we never tell her yet. So, I make up some stuff and tell her. And she make up, Mary, you might want to use this. He make up some stuff and tell her to draw out where she have a gun. And his wife tell him, say, yeah, she did in one of these same situations before. And it was multiple of them at once, and you know, one in every orifice and these things. And him said after that him couldn't look on her the same again, and him always wonder, even while him a doing thing with her, him always wonder like, I'm not 3 man. 3 man she have one time. He was like, I'm not 3 man. Can't impossible for me to do where 3 man I do. One time when all 3 of them active for one. So no matter what me do, she's still in her mind. I think that this is not our ultimate satisfaction. So him couldn't unsee, even though he never see it, but him see it visually when she tell him. It's something that, you know, him wish she had never told him. But it eventually led to his divorce because him just couldn't. And ask why. Because you've been married for years now, right? She never gave no reason before that to divorce her. Why you choose that? Him say, because him always wonder what part of her required her to do that. And where did that part of her go? And if that part of her will ever reappear again and encourage her if you go do that again. Yeah. And something where you just do. Yo, Barry, out of order. Next thing you know, in place of staying lane. When you say you should know in place of staying lane. Once milk gone, but it gone forever. You can't spoil milk. When them say, used to say you can't unspill spilt milk. What is spilt is spilt. Make it stay spilt. But where Bob said, a close brethren asked me to buy him some stone and I gave it to him. And him what? He went to work, but the woman said she wanted to sing after 2 minutes and the woman we have 2 minutes left in here. According to Marie, the friend was more friendlier. Did he endorse this one? The friend was more friendlier. Why Marie experienced everything. Marie said she take care of the birthday boy first. Come on, birthday boy, you got this. Oh, the wicked. He wanted to show over there, check her fingernail them, but him ears the right there. So, you've got this, come on. Aye. You know what? We're gonna leave it right there so this morning, you know. Now take off delete something off of the thing there and we'll do a different on that. Let's wait for what comes next. All right. Manners and respect to each other. You know what? Let's leave it like this. Don't open Pandora's box. Don't open Pandora's box. That's all I'm not gonna say. Caller, we have to go. I'm sorry. Can't accept our next call. So, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Have a wonderful day. Keep a smile on your face. Life is short. None of us escape this alive. All right? Live life while you can. Be thankful as well that you're healthy and you're still there breathing. You're not buried or on your way to being buried. No funeral, not keeping your name on these things. You're not laid up in anybody's hospital or medical facility, right? You're out here enjoying life. Be thankful. Be grateful. Laugh or try to laugh. It's medicine. It's good medicine. All right? And love yourself. Most important part. My grandmother, Miss Ruby, would have said, my grandmother, no man, that's Miss Ruby. I said, when Marie's message, that's Marie's message 411 TV. Go on over to PR channel. She's in the chat. Go over to PR channel, go hear some of PR story them. But Marie's message 411 TV, my grandmother would have said, be good. If you can't be good, though, be careful. I guess Marie wasn't being good, but she was being careful. My granny would have said, be good if you can't be good. Be careful. And my grandfather would say, I will see you tomorrow if God spare me life. I'm going to leave it right. That's all. I'm out. See you tomorrow morning right here early. Peace.